Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Test. So good evening everyone. Let's begin today live streaming sessions, okay? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, so let's begin today live streaming session. So overall, we can see that the gold market has been continuously going higher. Yesterday, we have been doing 3 trades. So one of the trades we have been losing 2 and earning 1. One of the most important thing is we are going risk reward ratio. So you can see that even though we are losing 1 or 2, but in one trade we can actually cover back on those 2 trades. So today let's talk about markets. Today we didn't really trade much because we do have something on our mind. But anyway, we'll be doing trades together and tell you guys what is the area that we need to be aware of and where is the thing that you might need to be aware of. Okay, so going back, we can see that the market situations is actually going quite strong. Let's see, is there any resistance here on the top side? Yeah, I can see that the market is actually showing some restrictions on the top sides. But anyway, in a smaller time frame, we do see that the market is actually continue going higher. So doing long position is definitely the best strategy that you can actually do it, because the market momentum is actually quite strong. Price already reached through this supporting level and then bouncing back. What I'm expectation is that the price will be going back towards on the higher sides. Should be going around, let's see, should be going back towards at least maybe 4272, around that area. Seems like the market momentum is actually going higher as well. So if you're asking me what can we do about it right now, so let's talk about on the from the bookmap perspective. Okay, so remember, if you do really like our content, please give us a like, subscribe and follow us. Okay, so going back from the bookmap perspective, so bookmap, we have been adding some indicator for you guys so that you can actually look through much more nicer. Okay, so wait a moment. Okay, so bookmap, from what we can see right now, it's definitely going higher. Okay, so you can see that this is the footprint. So footprint, I use 5 minutes, so you can see that this is actually within the 5 minutes footprint. So you can see that this is exhaustions. So once usually exhaustions is happening, the price is actually showing some big volume from here. So you can see that the price do really show some big volume from here and reaching through. So right now it's actually giving us vibe that the price wanted to go higher, because you can see that this is the big volume. The price wanted to push to the higher sides, and we do see that there's a big volume from here and stated from here as well. Didn't really show imbalance lah, I can say. So it's not a really good idea to try to do long positions. The best scenario, I think, should be around this level. So this level should be a really good try to do long positions. Let us try to do long positions right now. I think we can actually do it. So think we can actually do a long positions because the momentum is actually quite strong. So let's see, we have been doing long positions. You can see that this is actually quite strong. Momentum absorption is happening, so I think it should be not a really big problem. Adding volume from here as well. So I do think that the price should be going back to the top sides. So let's see. Okay, so if we do see the price is going higher, where is it going to? Probably hitting back towards let's see. I think the price should be hitting back to 4245. There's a possibility that the price might be going back to 4245 area. So it's about $4 to $5 range. The highest might be 50. 50, so should be around wait. Shit, the price has been reaching lower quite strong. Wait a moment, let's see. Price reaching to 450 is, let's see, how much is it? Price is going back towards this level. Exhaustion is happening. Price going lower. Price wanted to push higher, fell to it. Going back to this imbalance area. This is what we call imbalance area. So I think this is actually a really strong supporting level. Price really go back to the lower side. It's not looking good anymore. Whoa. Grabbing volume is actually hitting on it. Let's see, 50 right now is 37, $13 range. $30 range is $30 range should be, I think should be around this level, quite far apart. Let's see. I think price showing some weakness. Price is going back. Absorptions, forming this resistant area and rebalancing out. Right now, thinking the price might be rebalancing out. Okay, so we can see that we have been putting the footprint. Footprint is actually showing imbalance, but not quite strong lah. Wow, really strong the imbalance. Ooh. Let's see, price really shows some imbalance movement. Going back. True. Shit. I think price might be forming a ranging level. Let me think where to put our stop loss. Volume order block from here, balancing out. CVP do show some signs that the price is actually wanted to go higher. So you can see that this is actually COB, a really strong supporting line. Price is actually showing some signs that the price wanted to go higher. But from here, we do see that the price is actually showing us a really strong uptrend. So yeah, I think overall we can still do long positions and stop loss. But the stop loss is a bit far apart. Oh, not 1 to 2, 1 to 1. This risk reward ratio is not that good. But I guess I need to adjust in the future because this is actually a really strong resistance area. As I mentioned, is actually the 4 to 6 hour frame of resistance area. Testing future because this is actually a really, it's actually the Testing 1 2 3. Test. Testing 1 2 3. Okay. So as I mentioned, we have been seeing the price to go higher, so we are currently doing long position. So right now we have been adding another indicator that is called volume footprint. Okay, I think a lot of people like the volume footprint, so we have been adding one inside of it. So what is volume footprint? Okay, let me explain to you a much more easy sense. Volume footprint is actually history charts about what is exactly happened. Okay, is it the bullish and aggression bullish is intake, or the aggression seller intake? Okay, so COB is actually limit order, so it actually means that the transactions haven't been approved. So usually this is what we call the COB. Okay, so usually these two is actually have their own relationship. Okay, so what does it mean by that? Usually what we can see, if the price is actually forming exhaustions pattern, forming bottom from here, according for footprint, usually there's a chunk of order from the COB, so you can see that. So this is what we call, it's actually relationship between of each other, but we need to use it much more clearly. Okay, in bookmap, footprint is actually quite useful. You can actually zoom in, but I don't really like to zoom in. Okay, zoom in, you can actually have 10 seconds as footprint, 10 seconds, or even 3 seconds, or even much more lower, you can see. But I don't really think it's actually quite useful if you are going through that much lower. Usually I just zoom out to 5 minutes, so should be around this level. So this is about 5 minutes, and it's actually tell me a lot of story behind of it. So for example, on this one, it's already tell us some story out of it. Okay, so what is the story that it's actually telling us? Zoom in, but I don't really like to seconds as footprint. Testing. So even much more see, yeah, going through that much. Quite lagging. It's actually tell me a lot of story. Maybe tell us some story out of it. Testing 1 2 3. Damn, the internet. Test. Not so sure. I think it's the internet problem, because the internet is actually quite weak. Let me test the internet speed. Yeah, the download speed is actually quite slow. 7 MB per second. 7 to 8 to 9, I guess. Uploading speed. This one is actually considered uploading speed, right? Okay, so going back. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, the download speed is actually quite slow. 7 MB. Okay, so right now we can see that the market conditions is actually showing us that the price is zooming out, and price is actually reaching through this level. Okay, though this is actually a buying power. Price wanted to push higher, grabbing absorptions from here. So you can see that the green thing is absorptions, going back through a really strong downwards momentum, and then after that the price is actually going back, wanted to go higher, but the price is actually limit order is actually pushing down, starting to build on, then the price is going back to the door sides. But zooming out from the bigger picture, we can see that this area is actually a really strong imbalance. So using the 50 minutes, so you can see that this is a really chunk of orders of imbalance of buying orders. So we can see that the price is actually showing us that a really strong buying orders from here. So I think it should be around this level. So you can see that the price is actually showing some kind of supports around this level. Okay, so once the price has been forming supports, then the price is actually showing some kind of upwards momentum going back towards on the higher sides. And we do see that from the 5-minute charts from the footprint, you can see that this is what we call imbalance. Imbalance has been holding up. Imbalance has been holding up. Not 3 times, not quite imbalance out of it. And aggression buying is actually holding on it. So I think it's actually quite safe to say that the price wanted to go higher, and we do see that the limit order is actually pushing the price going higher as well. So along the way will be expectations that the price is going higher. Okay, so you can see that we are actually doing long positions and aiming that the price is going back to the top sides. Okay, so probably the price should be going back to the top sides and reaching back towards on 44. Let's see where the price might be going through using the limit order. Price should be breaking through this one. I think the price might be going back to 45. So a $4 range from now. So should be another... Yeah, I think the price safely to say that it's quite easy to reach through 4240 in the short-term perspective. From the bigger time frame, I do think that the price is actually wanted to go higher, going back from the bigger structure. Okay, and we do see that the price is actually forming imbalance, so that is actually showing us that the volume is actually wanted to coming up. So our expectation is that the price is wanted to go higher. Okay, so anyway, right now we are speculations that the price will be continue going higher and reaching back towards this level. Okay, so if we do reach out this one, I think we can actually earn around $800 range. But anyway, we do see that the market momentum is actually increasing. So you can see that from the book map perspective, the price is actually pushing higher. Right now is actually showing some rejections from here. Speculations that the price might be forming some kind of supports from this level. So you can see that rejections. So exhaustion has been happening, then the price might be going lower. I think the price might be reaching back toward this level because we do see that this is a 3 times order, and speculations that the price might be continue going back to 4245, at least reaching back to 4245 in CF futures perspective. Okay, so we have been doing long positions and likely to see the price to continue going higher. If we do see the price continue going higher for another 70 pips, we can actually earn quite a lot. Okay, yeah, I think should be that. Price is actually showing some kind of support on this level, so I'm thinking that the price is wanted to go higher right now. Even though the momentum it's not strong lah, using ADX is actually showing that the momentum is not strong, but it's actually coming in. I do believe it. So along the way will be speculations that the price is wanted to push the price higher. So you can see that the volume is actually vacuuming out already from here. Absorptions haven't happened yet, and the price is going lower. Right now is actually wanted to push higher. So 4245 is actually quite easily to reach. So let's see. We need to see another limit order imbalances pushing higher. If it's actually pushing higher, then the price will be continue going higher. So we need to see the imbalance from here. Here is actually adding on it. If we do see that, then it's much more likely to reach through on the top sides. Right now, it's still haven't adding some positions yet. So from here, but for the SPP, we do see that this is actually a really strong supporting line. So yeah, from here, yeah. So probably if the price going back to this level, maybe we can actually do another long positions if everyone wanted to. So if you really wanted to do another long positions, you can actually do another long positions around 4239. So it should be another $3 range, $3 to $4 range, I can say. So now it's 4140, so it's 1 to 2 range lah. $1 to $2 range, so it's about, yeah, I think you can actually do long on 34 and put your stop loss maybe reaching back to 30 pips, 30 to 20 pips, and hoping that the price is going back to the top sides up. So this is what's my suggestions. Well, the prices do really shows the momentum is actually weakening down. We do speculations that the price is wanted to go higher because this is accumulations and the price do really break out from this level. So overall, we can see that the market is actually showing us that the price wanted to go higher. Okay, oh shit. Okay, price is actually wanted to push the price higher. Shit, dang it. So yeah, price should be pushing the price higher. If that's the case, we will be expect the price to go back to that area. Okay, so just now we already mentioned that if the price is going back to this level, this level, you can actually do long positions on it. So overall, we can see that the market is actually showing us that the price wanted to. Okay, the price is actually wanted to go higher, adding positions. So it's actually looking good from here. So you can see that positions is actually adding on it. Limit imbalance has been adding on it, but here still holding on it. So we need to see here, is there any adding? Go adding 1 2 2 3. Okay, looking good, looking good. Price wanted to go higher and see how it turns out. Okay, I think the prices should be going back to the top side. So according from the bookmap perspective. So bookmap, this is how many? This is 1 hour bookmap. 1 hour bookmap is actually showing us that the most supporting level is 39. So if you wanted to, you can actually do long positions on 39. It's actually considerable a really strong imbalance from here. From the SVP, we also can see that it's actually
trade instrument by 21.
Okay, I think it's actually looking going down already. Price is actually looking going down. See, the absorptions is happening. 39 is actually quite good to do long positions if you wanted to. So I think we can actually do another long positions on 39 and see whether or not it's actually quite good. So I think we can actually do another long positions on 39 and putting stop loss just below this level and see whether or not can we get back to the top side. Because 39 is actually quite solid, and 45, so it's actually right about this level. 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Yeah, this is actually 1-to-1. I don't really like 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, so we will be putting back to this. Let's see. Okay, so we have been doing 2 long positions, and we already mentioned that for the 4238 as this level is actually quite a good supporting level, and see whether or not can we hold it up. If we can hold it up, I think we can actually get back to this level, 90 pips, 90 to 30 pips, 1.2k area. And the momentum is actually increasing as well. So right now it's actually forming some absorptions. The 39, as I mentioned, is actually a really strong supporting level. Price really show some price momentum that the price wanted to go higher. From the SVP, we do see that the price is actually forming imbalance right around this level. So 39 is actually considerable a really strong supporting level, as I mentioned. and let's see, can we push the price higher? Yeah, you can see that it's actually quite a lot of supporting level on 39, and the imbalance is actually accumulating it. Need to see the price to push higher. If the price do really push higher, then we can actually expect the price to go back to 45 or even much more back to the top sides. Okay, so let's see, can we look through the price to go back to the top sides. Okay, so if you do really like my content, please give us a like, subscribe, follow us, and I'll be continue doing live trading sessions for you guys, telling you guys how to do trades and why we are doing trades from here, what's our speculations, what is the overall structure. The overall structure is actually definitely telling us that the market is going higher. Price is actually forming some absorptions and accumulating it from here. So price is actually accumulating it, and 39 is actually the last chance. So we'll be doing long positions on 39 and see whether or not can we push the price go back to the top sides. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have been doing long positions, and let's see. Yes, let's connect. Oh shit, no wonder. I think the internet is actually quite slow. We've been doing long positions. Okay, so right now we'll be speculating that the price is going back to the top sides, reaching back towards on this high. So yeah, let's see. Right now we are profiting 200. If price really go through that area, I think we can actually make it to this. I think from here we might need to lower down a bit. Make it from here. Okay, let's see. I think it's actually looking good. Price is wanted to go push higher. As I mentioned, we are losing Bookmap to try to analyze the whole market situations and whether or not the market wanted to go higher. This is actually a really good sign. Overall, the momentum is going higher. Price is actually reaching through, forming this level. So you can see that adding limit orders is actually happening. So the price is wanted to go higher. So we have been doing long position just now. Okay, so we have been doing 2 long positions according to where the first area is this level 39. So this is 39. The second area is this level. I think is actually 40. So 39 to 40, we are actually doing long positions, aiming that the price is going higher. Okay. So I just now already explained that the price is wanted to go higher because we do see that the auction imbalance is happening from here, and this auction imbalance is also happening from here as well, and the footprint is actually confirmations that the price wanted to go higher. Adoptions is happening, so we are using just 20 pips to gain to see whether the momentum is going strong. 20 get 60. Bookmap, I think the best thing you can actually do is your cost is much more lower. What does it mean by cost? It means that you can actually put your stop loss around 20 pips. I think around 20 pips is actually quite reasonable for gold. It's actually quite hard to put stop loss in 20 pips in gold for my experience. Really reduce your costing to 20 pips per trade, and you can actually get back to 2 to 1, 3 to 1 is not a really big problem. Okay, so just now we already mentioned we are expect the price to at least going back to 4245 because holding the bigger, so you can see that the bigger footprint. So this is a 1 hour footprint. 1 hour footprint, maybe you can see, maybe you can't see that because it's a bit hard to see because I might need to close out this one. You might be seeing much more clearly that the market conditions is actually showing really good. there's a lot of imbalance around 89, 39. So you can see that this is 4 times of imbalance from here. Market orders is actually forming it. Price is wanted to go higher, reaching back to this level. So that's why we are mentioned that 39 is actually a really solid area to do long positions around 39, and speculations as the price is going higher. Okay, this is why we are mentioned that it's going higher. Going back to the lower sides right now, seems like the market is actually have some imbalance. But anyway, I mentioned 39. If the price reaching through 39, you can actually just do long positions and see whether or not the price going back to the top sides. Okay, so right now I'm using 5-minute footprint. So 5-minute footprint and just put things back to here. Okay, let's see. If you wanted to, you can actually TP around 39 to 40. I think is actually a really good area as well. 39 to 40. Let's see, can we get to the top? This stop loss, if we managed to put 40 and we wanted to get 80 pips. Maybe we can put it much more lower to this level, 30, 20 pips, and getting 1 to 2. 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, I think should be not a really big problem. Okay, so let's see, can we make it back to the top sides? 39 is actually a really strong support, just whether or not price is actually wanted to go back to the top sides. Okay, it seems like it's everything looking good lah. Testing, testing. Test, test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Shit, lagging. Not so sure why, but the live streaming. Testing, testing. Test, test, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Momentum is actually increasing. From here, we can see that momentum is actually increasing. But damn, lagging. Yeah, I think overall it's looking good, but I think I will be stopping earlier because seems like the internet connection is not looking quite stable at this moment. Shit. Test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Fuck, the internet. Is it internet or... stable? Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I think everything is looking good back. We already do long positions, as we mentioned. We do long positions from here. Here, expectations that the price will be at least going back to 40. If you want to you can actually get back to 4240. It's actually much more easy to get it. If you wanted to much more higher, you can aiming 4243. But yeah, you can actually aim it. Okay, so you can see that the risk reward ratio is quite good using bookmap. So for example, we add in on 34. Okay, we entry on 34 area, and we are stop loss around 20 to 30 pips. I think minimum to say we can actually put our stop loss to 30 pips, and easily we can get 2 to 1. Okay, so 2 to 1 should be around 4241. So right now we are disconnect. I think the internet might not be supportive. We are actually mentioned that we'll be keep on doing long positions, so you can see that the price is actually continue going higher, reaching back and going back to the top sides. So right now I think we can put our stop loss to break even. This one is prices actually continue going higher, reaching back to the top sides. Okay, so we putting our stop loss to break even. I think we can actually close out lah. Yeah, I think we can actually close out 2 trades. Okay, so we putting our stop loss to break even. Okay, close out. Okay, so we have been closing out 2 trades. These 2 trades we have been earning around. I think we can actually earn more, but yeah, anyway, 43 is actually quite possible, but overall we have been earning back to the $8 to $9 range, closing back to this level. Okay, using bookmap, risk reward ratio 2 to 1. Okay, just now we already mentioned that we are doing long from here. The first long positions we are doing long is actually right here, and putting our stop loss just below 30 to 40 pips. This one we put our stop loss around 30 pips, and we are getting to 2 to 1 risk reward ratio. You can see it's actually easily you can get 2 to 1 risk reward ratio. 2 to 1 risk reward ratio we already analyzed with using bookmap, so you can see that it's actually quite easy to trade. I think the main purpose, I think the most best scenario that you can actually get is that you can actually get a really good risk reward ratio 1 to 2, 2 to 1 is actually quite good. So just now we already say that 43 is actually have a small resistance area. So I think we might need to screenshot this one and try to let everybody see on this one. Let's see. Rates for the day to profits. 221. I think it's actually okay. Let me see the results. Posting some result first. Okay. Shit. See. I think overall should be quite fine, but quite nice this street. Okay, so just now we already mentioned that 43 is actually showing some resistance at level 43 to 45. Okay, so just now we already mentioned that 42 is actually a really strong resistance area, and do you see that the price showing a 42.50? Yeah, the price to really reach through 50 area then is actually a really strong resistance. You can see bookmap is actually quite useful if you are using this level. So you can see that exhaustions happening, going lower, ranging down, and reaching back to the balance area, and reaching quite strong, going back to 30, even go lower to 39. Wow, wow, our exit level is actually quite nice, this one. Okay, okay, so today we have been doing two trades. So just now we already mentioned that we are using this. You can see that we are getting the specific to the top sides, and we already mentioned that why we can take that to the top area. So we are using bookmap. So just now we already mentioned that 42. Okay, so we already get to 43. So you can see using bookmap is actually showing us some signs that the price is reaching through to the highest. So you can see 40, 50. So we already mentioned that the price will be going back to 50 area. Price is absorptions, so you can see the green thing is actually absorptions area. Then the price is actually going lower, and this is what we call the sweeping. Okay, so usually sweeping happening means that the market should be slowing down already. So you can see that sweeping is happening right here, and the price usually in this kind of circumstances will be forming some kind of slowing down. Okay, so the price should be slowing any moment and bouncing back. So going back to the gold market, we are speculations that the price will be bouncing back any moment and reaching back towards on the top sides. Okay, so yeah, I think the price should be forming some kind of supporting level and should be going back to the top side. So you can see that book map is actually quite useful. But in the short term perspective, I guess if you are trading short term, I think it's actually really damn useful. But if you are trading with the longer time frame, maybe. So you can see using book map, you can see that. Okay, so right now you can see the market is actually bouncing back. We already mentioned that why? Because sweeping is happening. So going back to the book map, you can see that, oh shit, right now it's book map. So you can see that the market is sweeping. So usually sweeping happening is normally stands for the market is actually slowing down. So slowing down, then the price is actually forming ranging, and we do see that imbalance is holding on it. So my suggestion is that the market might be bouncing back any moment. So following by that, we can assuming that right now the price should be forming some support area this level. Okay, let's see this level. Okay, so we're looking back to the bigger time frame. Yep. This level should be forming some kind of support. Okay, so you can see that we already mentioned that this area should be forming some supports and the price will be bouncing back. So you can see the price is bouncing back. It's actually quite useful using bookmap. It's a much more details way you can see whether the place is supporting level and giving you some chance that is it the price is bouncing back of some sort. So you can see it's actually quite accurate that the price is bouncing back. Doesn't mean that the price will be bouncing back from like something like bouncing like going back to 160 pips, not that exactly, but usually will be showing us that the price will be bouncing something like 20 to 30 pips. As we mentioned, the price is actually forming sweeping in the lower time frame. And from the bigger time frame perspective, we you see that it's actually continue going higher. Price is actually reaching through this major resistance area, so it's actually forming some slowing down. The momentum side is actually not that strong as well. So you can see that the ADX, usually using ADX as the good reference. So you can see that the ADX is not that strong. So we are speculations that the price is bouncing back. Okay. Some slowing down. The momentum side is actually not that strong as well. Okay, so you can see it's actually quite accurate. We do speculate that the price is bouncing back. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching and I will be see you guys tomorrow. Like and subscribe.